Three forgotten muscle cars that shocked the streets. 1. 1968 Mercury Cougar XR7 GTE. The 1968 Mercury Cougar XR7 GTE was Ford's luxury alternative to the Mustang, but with true muscle car credentials. Unlike the Mustang, the Cougar aimed for a more upscale market. It had hidden headlights and a unique, sleek front grille. This made the car instantly recognizable on the street. Under the hood, buyers could choose the massive 427 V8 or the 428 Cobra jet. The 427 engine produced serious horsepower, making the GTE a beast. The XR7 trim brought wood-grain interior and leather touches. It was a car that mixed elegance with raw power. Despite its performance, it never sold in large numbers. This makes it one of the rarest muscle cars today. The GTE was only offered in 1968, adding to its rarity. Its acceleration rivaled many Mustangs and Camaros of the era. Yet, it retained a smoother, more refined ride. The Cougar often flew under the radar compared to Ford's other models. Collectors now prize the GTE for its exclusivity. At the drag strip, the big block Cougar could hold its own. It reached quarter-mile times that surprised many. The car looked classy, but had a mean bite under the hood. Mercury wanted to prove it could play in the muscle car game. And with the GTE, they succeeded. The car's styling remains timeless even today. Muscle car fans admire its balance of beauty and brawn. Only a few hundred were ever built, making it ultra-rare. It's often overlooked, but deserves recognition. The GTE could have rivaled the Mustang if given more marketing. Instead, it became a hidden gem in muscle car history. The car's 428 Cobra jet version was especially formidable. It could easily beat many competitors in stock form. On the street, it had both presence and performance. Luxury muscle was its identity, and it nailed that role. Even though Mercury is gone, the Cougar legacy lives on. It remains a collectible classic worth celebrating. Every detail, from the leather to the V8 rumble, screamed unique. The 1968 Cougar XR7 GTE is a forgotten legend, and it's time it got the respect it deserves. 2. 1971 Plymouth GTX 446 Barrel. The 1971 Plymouth GTX was the definition of a true street monster. It came with bold styling and aggressive lines. The GTX had a wide stance that looked intimidating. Its most powerful option was the 446 barrel engine. This motor delivered brutal acceleration. With triple carburetors, it was built for raw speed. The GTX was often called the gentleman's muscle car. It had both comfort and outrageous horsepower. Inside, the GTX offered a sporty yet comfortable cabin. Bucket seats and a center console made it feel upscale. On the road, the 446 barrel made its presence felt. It could dominate stoplight drag races easily. Despite being heavy, it handled surprisingly well. The GTX had a reputation for being tough and fast. It was Plymouth's answer to the Charger RT and Chevelle SS. The car was part of the golden age of Mopar muscle. Buyers loved the mix of looks and performance. The GTX became a street legend in its day. With the 6-barrel engine, it was feared at the track. Its quarter-mile times rivaled HEMI cars. The GTX badge stood for serious performance. Even in stock form, it was a beast. Today, finding a 446-barrel GTX is difficult. Collectors chase them for their rarity and power. The 1971 version had unique styling touches. It introduced new body lines that stood out. The air grabber hood was a favorite feature. It gave the car an even meaner look. The GTX's combination of luxury and muscle was unmatched. Many drivers underestimated it until they lined up beside it. Plymouth created something special with this car. It remains one of the brand's finest creations. The roar of its 440 engine is unforgettable. The GTX may not have survived the 1970s, but its legend remains. It's a forgotten muscle car that deserves more love. 3. 1970. Ford Torino Cobra 429 Super Cobra Jet. The 1970 Ford Torino Cobra was Ford's way of getting serious about muscle. It looked aggressive with its fastback design. The car had a long hood and muscular stance. Its most famous engine was the 429 Super Cobra Jet. This power plant made it a drag strip terror. The Torino Cobra was born to race. Its engine produced well over 370 horsepower, but in reality, it was much stronger than factory ratings. The car had heavy-duty internals for serious performance. It could run the quarter mile in under 14 seconds. For the time, that was blisteringly fast. The Torino Cobra was often overshadowed by the Mustang, but in truth, it was a more powerful machine. The car's size gave it road presence like few others. Inside, the Torino Cobra was simple but focused. Drivers loved the way it felt on the track. The SCJ option included drag-ready upgrades. This made it a favorite for racers. Few cars could match it at the drag strip. The Torino became a legend in racing circles. Its NASCAR roots made it even more appealing. The fastback shape was also aerodynamic. On highways, it looked like a predator hunting prey. The Torino Cobra could embarrass many rivals, yet it never reached the popularity of the Mustang or Camaro. That's why it's often forgotten today. Collectors see it as a hidden gem. Prices have climbed in recent years. The car's combination of rarity and performance is unmatched. Its 429 SCJ engine is one of the greatest Ford ever built. Owners loved the way it pulled hard at any speed. It remains one of Ford's most underrated muscle cars. The Torino Cobra was proof Ford could build a serious competitor. Today, it's a symbol of raw, unfiltered muscle. The 1970 Torino Cobra SCJ is a forgotten monster worth remembering.